Happy and healthy altitudes to you. Hello, I'm Gianetti, and I'm coming to you from Healthy Altitudes, Colorado.
Hi everyone, it's Dr. Matt coming to you from Your Peak Mind in sunny North Carolina. And today we're talking about some things, but for the people who are watching, we're having a little trouble getting started today. I'm not sure exactly what's holding us back. What do you think, Gary?
I really wanted to record this one, Dr. Matt, but I just could not get to it. I just kept trying to put it up. I was cleaning, doing laundry, I was checking emails. I did everything but trying to record this video with you. Why don't we address that? Why don't we talk a little bit about procrastination?
There it is, the word, procrastination.
Yeah, it was painful. It was painful trying to put it off. What do you think about procrastination?
Well, there's a lot of stuff out there that is pretty poignant about procrastination, and I don't want to delay talking about it any further because then I'd be procrastinating.
Exactly.
But we've all been to a place where we've just wanted to put something off. In fact, in situations where there's high stress, especially like with what's going on with the virus or anything you're facing in your life that might be difficult to do, like a difficult conversation with your child or with your spouse or with your significant other or with your boss, sometimes it's a lot easier not to have that conversation or to put it off. In fact, recent literature points to the idea that procrastination isn't about you being lazy or something like that. It's more about emotion regulation. We want to just make ourselves feel better by eliminating or reducing the stress that we're feeling about the topic at hand or the chore at hand. So that's kind of where I come from. In fact, James Clear has done some amazing stuff in this area, and I'm going to use one of his graphics here to help illustrate that. Gary, have you heard of James Clear?
Yeah. The Atomic Habits, I think, is his big thing, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I haven't done a lot of reading about him, but what I have read has been really good. In fact, I'm going to share a graphic with you right now. And for those of you who are watching, take a look at this graphic. And it's kind of a crude graphic, and I did not do it. It's on one of James Clear's documents, but it's really cool. I think even though it looks like someone drew it, it's not professionally polished or anything. I think it's pretty telling. Take a look. I'm going to post it right this second.
And that's a really popular book right now, actually, The Atomic Habits. If anybody wants a great resource, that's a fantastic book.
Yeah, definitely so. So when you take a look at this graphic right here, you see along the left line here, the the y-axis, you've got pain, and along the x-axis, you've got time. You'll notice, for those of you math people out there, perhaps you procrastinated through math when you were in graduate school, like Gary and I did, you notice that as your pain is increasing, so does the time. So no matter what you're doing between point A and point B, time is always going. It's always going. Just procrastinating doesn't mean time is stopping. It just means you're not getting anything done. And
right.
The graphic itself points out, as you're going along and you're procrastinating, not getting that particular topic done or that chore done, notice what's happening. Your pain is actually increasing. Pain is increasing. It's increasing until such point that you say to yourself, oh man, if I don't do this, something bad is going to happen. The pain gets great enough that you decide to take some action. And of course you do, and of course the pain begins to diminish. But you notice that time does not stop anywhere in here. It keeps going. So that's one of the worst things about procrastinating, is the idea that you are just wasting time along the way. And so for some people, they look at that and they say, oh, I do better when I'm against a deadline. And actually, Gary had a really good point. He said, well, Matt, the way to deal with this is we've got to be able to move this action line closer to the y-axis, right? We want to move that action line so it's a lot sooner than before it gets to the point where your pain is so incredibly great that you have to make a decision. Gary, I thought that was a really good insight on your part.
Well, yeah, so and I see this a lot with people who say they're going to start tracking food. They say, oh, I really want to eat better. I want to exercise, or I want to lose weight. And I say, okay, well, let's talk about food a little bit. And, just write down over 12 hours or 24 hours what you eat. It gives us a good start point. We call it a 12-hour, 24-hour recall. And it gives us a start point. Are you drinking enough water? Huge, big things that we look at. Like, are you drinking enough water? Are you having fruits and vegetables? I don't care if they're having jicama versus carrots. It doesn't really matter to me. What's more important is, are they having all the main food groups, and like you know, are you drinking enough water? It's important. And so we want to think about that. And rather than saying, I always hear the answer, hey, I'm going to start tracking it tomorrow. Rather than saying I'm going to do it tomorrow, let's carpe diem, right? Not to be cliche, but I'm going to be cliche there, right? Let's seize the day, start now instead of waiting till tomorrow. There's no time like the present. And that's something that I think is really important, to shift that line over to the left. And I think the further we can do that, we decrease that stress level, because I think you'd have the same correlation as that curve goes up. Stress is also sometimes going to go up, and anxiety, and those feelings of kind of inner discontent, we'll say. I don't know if Buddha would approve of that term, but I think that's what we want to try to do when people are trying to change eating habits. That's a big thing, right? Start now. There's no time like the present. If you're trying to go to the gym, start now. It doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. Just start now. Now, I mean, it's cool. Like we were talking about, everybody's out walking. You see your neighbors. Everyone's being friendlier to each other. Start now, and then keep those habits and keep those changes that you've made for as long as possible. You might not keep all of them, but you might keep one or two or three. Thanks to Dr. Matt, when we were in grad school, statistics was the class we had together, and I always hated stats. I would do biochemistry, physiology, and neurobiology. I did almost every class, maybe not organic chem. I did all those first before statistics. But Dr. Matt, thanks for always saying, hey, we got to study, right? Keep me on track with that. So the pain can stay a little lower and a little less stress.
And we got to share that pain.
I'm sorry, say that again?
We got to share that pain a little bit, because neither one of us really enjoyed that part of it.
That's the other thing too. You get to develop a camaraderie when you have an experience together, and I think that's important. If you are procrastinating, find that coach or find someone to talk to, and they might even help you develop a camaraderie to help you move that action line left and give you another perspective. You did that for me, and maybe I even did that for you. I think that's cool. That's a great point, actually.
Definitely, you really supported each other, and that's one of the best ways you can help to decimate that whole procrastination problem. Is when you commit to somebody else to doing something, you're then accountable to somebody else. One of the things that I try to do with my clients when we talk about procrastination is I ask them to rate 2 questions for me. The first question is, how important is this for me to change on a scale of 1 to 10? And when they give me a number, whatever that number happens to be, my next question is, let's say they said it's a 7. My next question is, well, why isn't it a 6?
Oh, yeah.
And suddenly you're telling yourself why it needs to be more important in your life, and that helps to sort of move you off that dime to start doing something. The second question is, how much am I willing to change due to this issue? And again, scale of 1 to 10. When they tell me it's a 5, I say, well, okay, why wasn't it a 4? Well, now you're again telling yourself reasons for why it's important to make this change. If you can ask yourself those 2 questions and really honestly answer them for yourself, the next step is going to be to do exactly what Gary was saying, which is maybe take a little bit of a baby step. What's the first thing that you can do? Maybe the first thing is, by 5 o'clock today, I'm going to track what I ate from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. By morning breakfast, I will have tracked what I ate, from the time I tracked at 5 o'clock to right now. Whatever it happens to be, just taking some of those baby steps can really be something that helps you move.
I think that's a great point, because it's a continuum, right? So every baby step forward is moving you healthier or further down the continuum. In health promotion, we have a continuum like that kind of concept, where disability and disease is at one end, and then health and wellness, complete health and wellness, is at the other end. And you're always trying to work towards that healthier wellness side of it. And as a health coach too, I'll use that technique. I'll say, okay, well, if you're at a 6 right now, what will it take to get to an 8 or a 9? And what positive visualization can you incorporate to help you think about what an 8 or 9 would feel like? What would that feel like to get further down that continuum? And sometimes that thought process of what success feels like also will help initiate that change to shift the curve, move it back to the left a little bit and get you to act a little quicker. And
that's right.
that's
that leads me to the third question after all that discussion is over with is, I want you to begin to imagine or visualize yourself and what it would look like after you've made this change.
Yeah.
What does your life look like? What do you get out of it?
Yeah.
What do you look like? What do you feel like? What do the people around you notice? All those things that get in your mind, what that change will do for you, again, helps you to get off that hypnotic treadmill of, I can't really start this tracking of things. I can't really have this conversation with my child. I can't really have this conversation with my boss. Because once you see in your own mind that you can achieve something, guess what? You definitely will do it.
Yeah. And I like how you said that with the treadmill. Great analogy. And I think I think also what a lot of people really can try to benefit from is how how you can kind of keep moving forward and not just having the treadmill do the work for you, but doing it on your own. Great talk about procrastination. And I think that that's something that we can really try to address a little bit. And I think that, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about it. I think it does help with those difficult conversations people might have. And I think that third question of positive visualization can hopefully refer people back to a video that we did a couple of weeks ago where we talked about a visualization exercise. And positive visualization is a great tool from so many perspectives. So if you haven't seen that YouTube video, please do go back and check it out. Dr. Matt and I did a visualization exercise, and that was really cool. So thanks, Dr. Matt. Really appreciate the insight on all of this.
You're welcome. It's great talking with you about this topic, and thanks for having me in today, Gary. I know you're going to be posting where to get the information from James Clear. And if you have any questions for me, you can find me at yourpeakmind.com, or you can get to me through Gary as well. So thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate talking with you, and stay safe.
Thanks, Dr. Matt. Be well, and happy and healthy altitudes to all of you.
Awesome.